All right, here we are, my darling. And
Hi there.
Opening up yet another can of... What are you doing drinking cola?
I have to stay awake. It's
We
the
don't
only
drink
time
cola.
I drink cola. It's the only time. And I say cola like on the East Coast, pop. I'm going to have a soda.
No, it's just that we don't... It's like forbidden in our house. And so I'm looking at him and it's just like, what have you done?
It's the cardinal rule that you don't drink Coke before a show or before radio or before this.
That's so nice that you could be paying so much attention then. Good.
Because of burpage. Something new.
Wow, this is a weak beginning. Or at least a creepy one.
What do I have in my hands?
Grapes.
Not just any grapes.
Oh, really?
These are advertised as cotton candy grapes.
No.
Yes. And who among us loves cotton candy? May I?
Oh, my God, yeah. Totally.
Wow.
First burst, right?
Yeah.
Where did you get those? I want more.
You can't. Nancy
Not like
has
right
them.
now, but I'm going to go get more of those.
Seriously, I'm at the carnival.
That is almost eerie, right?
Like 2 tattoos and no teeth. I'm a carny eating cotton candy.
Why
Wow.
do you have to be a carny? Why couldn't you be like Miss Dairy Princess
'Cause
2018?
I'm a man.
Well,
Oh. Thanks
That
for
was
the vote
really
of confidence
good.
there. That was great.
oh my gosh, that was amazing.
My dream come true has happened to someone else again.
Tell me.
Someone found a bag of cash.
Now, we all dream of this, but this was not just a bag of cash. This was 4 bags of
Small
grocery...
bills. Small bills.
The grocery lining bags
In
that
the
you
attic.
put like in your big garbage can in the kitchen. These are big freaking bags full of cash.
In the attic.
Now explain
It
this.
happened here in Utah. Yes, it did. Josh and Tara Farron. Now they're in Salt Lake City and they bought a house. And they're cleaning it out, you know. And they went into the attic and there were all these plastic bags. And looked inside and there's all this money. And so they said, well,
Nobody thought about that when
we're
they
honest.
sold the house.
they died.
I know, but
The old people died.
I know that. But the family still comes through the house, and
Well, actually, they found out that the owners had passed away. And so they actually searched out their son.
wow,
$45,000. Just happened.
No
that the son,
freaking way.
Just happened that the son was in some difficulty money-wise, and so he got the deal.
so it was incredible. They actually saved him.
Yeah.
Man, you're really good
It's my
people.
dream.
I'm not joking. You're really good people because I would have to sit and
I'd
think about
sit
it
there for a while.
for a long, or maybe like lose one of the bags on the
The
way.
angel would show up here, and the devil over here, and devil would go.
No, but then the
straight
minute you
at
found out that the son family was in need, of course you'd be like, of course it was the right thing. But
When we bought our house.
$45,000.
Bought our house was built in 1925, and so it's been around a while. And we bought it, and this old couple, they were in their 90s, and they were so cute, and they were ready to. The family was going to set them up in a residence, so it came the day that you go into the house, and it's what's the expression? Broom cleaned, right?
That's what it's supposed
Swept.
to be. Broom
Yeah,
clean.
we walked in, and all their crap's still there. I mean, furniture, shoes, coats hanging in the closet, entire kitchen filled with pots and pans.
Oh, Miss Gwendolyn, all of her little tiny size 5 pumps. She had all these adorable size 5 pumps. They were the cutest things ever.
Oh my gosh!
She was a shoe girl.
And I called the realtor. I went, really? How is this going to work? What's about this? Get their kids to do it. And she goes, Todd, their kids are 70.
You know, and the sad part though is that so we did have to rent a dumpster, and I hated it. And she had like the little fur stoles and stuff.
Yeah.
The hardest part though was at one point they would mention random things like, "Oh, they think that there's a $10,000 diamond necklace hidden in one of the bags of wheat. So could you check?"
Let us know. And there were all these big garbage cans of wheat in the basement,
Which were wheat and weevils and
and I'm like, I'm looking for the diamonds. And they said something about ruby, emeralds. Oh, I'm looking for
emeralds. Do you think
emeralds.
they just said that to screw with us?
I don't know, but it sure made us clean up the house fast.
No, we didn't get any diamonds.
But anyway.
But they got bags of cash, and so that's good.
So Josh and Tara, good for you.
You're going to heaven.
Well, right. One of you maybe, because I'm sure there was a conflict there of sorts.
It would be me. Okay, now I'm confused. I have never heard of the exact phrase wellness travel before. Have you?
Sounds like it's made up.
No, it's called Zen destinations.
Yeah,
and people want to travel to places that are holistic and healthy and will help them with their things, their Zen things.
There, that person's zenning out.
She's zenning out. Yeah. She's apparently in Park City because Park City was number 8 in TripAdvisor's top wellness travel destinations in the United States.
That's
things like wellness, spiritual, yoga retreat. Sedona, Arizona, big shock there, was number 1. You could not be groovier and more awesome than Sedona. It has portals.
Of what?
So you can go other places in the universe.
Oh.
I've always wanted to see a portal.
We're talking marijuana, aren't we?
No, Sedona has always been known for that.
That's what makes you see portals, I guess.
But apparently, what it is if travelers looking to improve their spiritual or physical health. And so, number 1, Sedona, Arizona. Holly, Pennsylvania was number 2. Have you ever heard of that?
Wait, hanging out with the Amish?
Ojai, California. Number 3, obviously, Amelia Island, Florida.
Still wrong.
Number 4, Calistoga, California. Number 5, Lenox, Massachusetts. What is groovy in Lenox, Massachusetts?
I have no idea.
You're from there. Did they have a lot of Zen things?
No.
Palm Springs, California, number 7. And then, of course, number 8 would be us, Park City. We're groovy. We're soothing. We're healing. Wellness.
Get me a chaise lounge on a beach with a tropical beverage. I'm zen. That's all I need. Sound of the ocean, in a chair, under a palm tree.
That was his favorite vacation. He looked over, and the only sentence he uttered for the entire afternoon is, "There's an iguana walking past us." And I went, "Yes, there is, honey." And he sort of lapsed back into his zen, and literally that was the only thing he said for 6 hours.
More vacation enhancer.
Oh, it was awesome. Are we going to Daisy for news?
We might as well.
Okay, let's go to Daisy. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom, and she is brought to you by Fink & McGregor, Mortgages Made Simple. Look, just go to fink-mcgregor.com. Tell them Todd and Erin sent you, because, look, they will have a pile of mortgage options ready for you, and it's going to take a ton less time to get it set up and thousands upon thousands of dollars less in closing fees. Also, Brio Technologies. Brio Technologies are your experts in lighting, sound, and video. They can create a media wall. They do this for schools, for businesses. It's unfreaking believable. Just go to brioaudiovisual.com. And by the New Millennium Financial Group. There's a lot of questions that you need to ask, but you may not even know where to start for your financial future. But they know the right questions to ask you to get you going. utahsfinancialplanner.com. Daisy, my dear, what is going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Hello, everyone. Here's what's making news on Friday, June 15th on GephartDaily.com. Officials have identified a 71-year-old man who died Wednesday at the boat ramp off Sand Hollow State Park. The deceased is Jimmy Hilton from Las Vegas, according to officials. Information from the Utah State Park says that about 5 p.m., the Washington County Sheriff's Office was notified of an accident involving a single male at the dock of the main boat ramp. The man involved in the apparent drowning was stepping from the dock to an awaiting boat, missed the boat, and slipped into the water. Witnesses were able to pull the man from the water and performed CPR until medical personnel arrived and began advanced life support. Hilton died at the scene. A pursuit in the early hours of Thursday led troopers and deputies through 2 counties as they chased a driver traveling up to 107 miles per hour. A male driving a car with female passengers was stopped in the Roy area, according to UHP officials. It started at 5600 South near I-15 and terminated at 2900 South 500 West in Bountiful, officials said. Multiple agencies were involved in the chase, and officers deployed spike strips at one point. The car was eventually abandoned and the driver took off. The female passengers were interviewed and the driver has been identified by police. And Salt Lake police are searching for a suspect following an armed robbery in Salt Lake City Wednesday evening. The incident occurred at Rural Auto Glass at 1030 South Redwood Road just after 8:05 p.m. Two men were just about to close their business when a man came in armed with a handgun and demanded money. The suspect took the victim's wallets and a vehicle belonging to one of them, officials said. The vehicle, a black 2003 Lincoln Navigator, was later located in West Valley City. The suspect is described as of unknown race due to his face being covered. He's approximately 6 feet tall, has a big build, and was wearing black glasses and a dark hat. Anyone with information is asked to call the SLCPD at 801-799-3000. And time now for a look at the Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brea Technologies, Utah's #1 audiovisual specialists, and by Magic Wash, home of the high-tech, long-lasting ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and Layton. Today's set to be in the low 90s, then the weekend gets a little cooler with highs in the mid-80s. Father's Day should be very comfortable with no chance of rain, so why not take Dad out and do something fun outdoors? That's it for now. For more news and weather 24/7, go to GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you, Daisy. Someone on Facebook says, where are the grapes that taste like cotton candy? Harmon's. Harmon's.
I'm visiting Harmon's.
People just ran out of the room watching us.
Well, it's interesting because they did that with apples, where there were some certain different flavorings of apples that were actually kind of cool.
The pear one. The pear and apple one? Yeah.
And there was one that tasted a bit like watermelon, but nothing like this, where it was
That's
seriously like I was...
Pow.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Cotton candy.
If you work on the force, the Highway Patrol in Chicago, and you've been doing it for 24 years...
I would think you're pretty hardened. Chicago's
pretty
hardcore,
much
right?
Seen everything, right?
Chicago's hardcore.
Yeah. So Sergeant Anthony Menino, driving down his cruiser. Let's take a look. What he's up to today. So he's driving down.
Oh my
some.
God.
Oh, it's a dog. No.
Oh, okay. I'm going to freak out. That's a child. That's like a toddler.
Hey!
Oh my God, that's a baby. Oh my God, the baby.
Hey!
The baby is in
the street.
Okay, seriously, my heart is in my throat. I can't even breathe.
Baby's hauling butt. Look at that kid
He must
run.
be really freaked out. Oh my.
You're okay.
He goes, hey, buddy. Hey, what are you doing? Let's get the hell out of the road.
How you doing?
It makes friends with him.
What's your name?
I'm sure he's terrified.
Well, he ran fast, didn't he?
Yeah, please put pieces together. We're in front of the
He's
old
talking
American
to him.
Center.
He says, okay.
Hold on.
All right, what do you say we go back and find out?
Picks him up. Oh my gosh.
We're going to figure out what's going on here.
Go find your mom. Oh my God, that is the sweetest thing ever.
Now, the deal was, he's a bolter. Don't need to say that twice. He runs. This kid was like his mom. The door was open.
He took the opportunity. Did you see how slowly and carefully he was walking, though?
He took off. See how fast the kid was running?
Oh my God.
He
And he's
bolts
a
out
toddler.
2 blocks away. He got 2 blocks away from his house.
No, seriously.
At that speed, it makes total sense. Mom's freaking out, of course.
Okay, every mom knows what I'm doing right now, though, because it's not even your kid anymore. It's like anytime you see a kid, your heart starts going like this, and it's like, someone fix the baby. It's like, my heart is still in my throat here.
I do that when I see a dog. Can't even imagine a baby.
Just, yeah, I mean...
The police roll up.
He's smart, though. At least he blocked his lane by parking his car, and then he raced after the baby, but it's just like...
24-year-old veteran, never seen that before. Good grief.
Man.
First he thought it was a dog in the article, and then he goes, no, that's a kid. That's a kid running down the street. And when he got off the...
I can't even imagine being
when
his
he
mom.
got off the sidewalk and started heading into the street, you're just like, what?
Oh, no,
That's a surprise.
I loved watching him bend over, though. I mean, it was such grainy footage, but you could see how tender he was being, and that he wasn't just yanking him up, because that would be traditional.
I would have yanked him. I would have yanked.
But he was trying to calm him and go, okay, I'm going to pick you up. It was really tender. It was beautiful.
Get him in my arms like this and get out of the street.
Okay, my heart's going 300 miles an hour, so that's good.
Hey, we should congratulate someone because we're sending someone for dinner at Christopher's.
It's dinner for 4. It's absolutely gorgeous. You don't have to do anything. Everything's taken care of.
You have to chew.
Well, you do have to do that. Congratulations, Angie White. Congratulations,
Yay,
darling. I'll be
Angie.
contacting you to get your dinner set up for you. I hope you enjoy it. And if you would like to qualify for next week, all you have to do is just share the show today. Share the show. That's all you need to do. We pick from someone who shared, and it doesn't matter when you're watching or where. We're always doing this, so you're always covered. So congratulations, Angie, and good luck for you for next week.
Printing a solar home
Coolest thing ever.
with a 3D printer. Yes. Do you want one? We'll show you next.
They're very cool. We're brought to you by Fink & McGregor. Mortgages made simple. Just head to fink-mcgregor.com. Take 4 minutes to answer some questions, and you'll get a great idea about mortgages that you're eligible for. And by Stayfit Wellness Clinic. Go get a personalized health analysis. This is the time to get back in shape. Feel better, feel younger, and without a ton of new medications at stayfitwellnessclinic.com.
Project Milestone.
It sounds very dramatic when you say it like that.
It's a collaboration between the Eindhoven University of Technology and some other partners. And they thought, you know what we should do? We should make a one-story home with a 3D printer.
Now, we have actually seen that once before. We saw the footage where they actually did create a cement house based from the 3D printer, and it was amazing.
Took me a long time to understand a 3D printer is exactly what it is, but it uses different plastics. You can put plastic and use that. In the case that we saw before, they had a lightweight concrete that was being pushed through this giant rig that they had. Let's look at this one.
It was amazing.
And basically, they're going to set up a bunch of these.
Look how interesting they are, and it's not even like that. It's like
Wilma! Fred
it's not even
Flintstone.
like a one boring shape. They're like
Fred
really
Flintstone.
interesting. I think they're so cool.
They look like the heads on Easter Island.
I would totally live in one of those.
Well, I don't know how big. Well, okay, they're bigger.
Well, the
than
one
I
over
thought.
there, the one to the left is fairly big. It's obvious they've done different sizing to show different ways they could do it. But that's incredible. And it was all done by a 3D printer. And they say it's 100% solar as well.
And also the fact that they have done this before, but this is the better version of it because of the concrete and the way it holds
More livable,
together.
yeah.
But you could probably make it not so goofy looking.
I kind of
And
like
make
that
it
it's goofy
better
looking,
as
though.
far as... It doesn't look like there's a lot of stretch out room. I don't think that place has a pool table.
Maybe you're not ready for full solar 3D. Maybe this is
I like
not yet
solar.
your time.
I just want to be able to sit down once in a while.
That's the trouble with you and your big old gangly arms and legs.
That's
You're all
me,
tall. Now
right?
Zach is
Man
all like
spreading.
you. And
Man spreading.
no, you don't actually do that. You are very, very civilized.
You're woman-splaining.
I'm not woman-splaining. I
What's
was
the thing about-
complimenting you for good manners.
Yeah, you're welcome. Salt Lake Police. High wind what?
Oh, no, it's really wild, high-tech restraints. I think you actually have the story, don't you?
No, you do.
Oh, I've got it. Okay. This is so cool. They've come up with a new, different high-tech restraint, and Park City Police saw it, and they said, this is like Spider-Man technology.
What are you restraining?
Well, it's called a Bola wrap, and you can watch this. Goes out. Now, this looks a lot like maybe your initial taser. So it shoots out, easy deployment. Mm-hmm. But look at that. It's like Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Spins around, wraps them down.
I can't move. I must fall down.
And interestingly, it actually gets tighter and tighter when you attempt to escape it. And so you can actually aim and focus where you want to have it, like if you want to trap their hands to their sides, or you basically just want to trip them so you can stop them and you don't have to run wearing your 50-pound police vest anymore. But it's really cool. It's a non-lethal restraint device, and they're evaluating it for a lot of the different police departments up and down the Wasatch Front, they say, because, they've all been doing a lot of training about mental health because there's a lot of people with autism.
Some
or
alternatives.
There's aberrant behavior that you may not understand does not come from drugs. It might be a mental health issue or a disability. So, but nonetheless, sometimes these people are very frightened or agitated, and you still need to be able to take them into custody, and they wanted to find the most non-lethal, less terrifying way they could. Now, I'm sorry, if you wrap this sucker on my legs, I'd stand there going, that's really cool. I'm just going to watch it from
Do it again.
That's amazing.
Do it again.
Wraps around the target twice, either arms and legs, and then digs into their clothes, effectively subduing them. It takes more than 380 pounds of force to break the restraint. Isn't that the coolest thing ever?
This is
Seriously!
The bolos were what the gaucho used. And they'd hold them in the middle. Remember those clackers you had in school? One of those? But they'd hold it, and they'd spin it over their heads, and they'd let it go. Just like that, it would hit whatever they're going for, and it would wrap around and do the same thing. So that I think, if it was me, that I would form a special squad. We would dress like gauchos. We're like the SWAT team, but those guys. And then they would call us in.
To laugh at you uncontrollably. That would be the first thing.
We're gauchos. We don't care. Come
you
on,
wouldn't even need to do
horseback.
the bola. You would be laughing.
Come in horseback and charge the scene. Take care of things the gaucho way.
With your bola, huh?
With your bola. All right.
I see. Anyway, it's from Wrap Technologies, non-lethal, and it's really, really exciting. One of the things that they had someone from the Utah Highway Patrol there as well, and he was incredibly excited. He said, I did 20 years with the Los Angeles County Police Force, and he said, and I saw so many mistakes made, and so many times that it didn't have to be as terrible as it was. And he goes, and he was practically in tears. He said, this was amazing. So I love that
I
they
want
have
one
a
now.
second option. You want it just because you think it's cool, not because you actually want to fight for justice.
No, I want to dress up like a gaucho.
I will never speak to you again.
I have a bolero. What do they call them? With bullets, but they'd all be those things. I just web, just like Spider-Man. Coming up next. Oh, a Hollywood connection.
Anthony Bourdain.
Something about Anthony Bourdain. We'll tell you next.
We're brought to you by Stay Fit Wellness Clinic. If you're tired of feeling sick and tired, it's time to make an appointment with Dr. Bowden for a new holistic health plan to make you feel better, lose weight, sleep well at StayFitWellnessClinic.com. And by Magic Wash with 2 locations in South Ogden and Layton. Come in for the ceramic car wash that keeps your car cleaner longer by sheeting all the dirt and the water off your nice shiny finish. Back. It's the Todd and Erin Daily Stream with the Todd and Erin Hollywood Connection, brought to you by, surprisingly, Connect Heating and Air. You can go to UtahHeatingandCooling.com, set up an appointment. They can do an air conditioner tune-up for only $39, and then you're saving hundreds of dollars in energy bills for the rest of the summer. This was kind of cool. I always like it when people... maybe it's because we've always seen everyone do the self-talk of, yeah, I did it myself, I came from the streets, I'm a big star, blah, blah. But it's really nice to see actors who thank other actors for what they did for them.
Right.
Because you assume that Hollywood is really brutal and everyone's basically, they will...
Step on you.
Yeah, they'll cut you just to get ahead of you.
Right.
Juliana Margulies, she's just got her 3rd Emmy. Congratulations. Good wife. Huge star.
There she is.
Huge star. And she said, I seriously owe my career to George Clooney because my character died in the pilot of ER. Now, if you remember this, she played Carol Hathaway, remember, had twins?
Yes.
And he intervened, and he said, he put his neck out, and he says, I heard that your character tested really well, and if I were you, I wouldn't take another job because I think they're going to bring you back to life.
What?
So she did play Carol in seasons 1 through 6. She won an Emmy for her performance, and then, of course, she went on to The Good Wife, and now she's on Dietland. But she said, I owe it all to him because I know that he pushed for it. Because think about it, you die in the pilot and it's all over with.
Oh, it was the pilot. I thought it was like a soap opera where you die 8 times.
No, very first show. So I don't know. It was nice to see that kind of appreciation and gratitude, and it's nice to see actors looking out for other actors.
I saw it the other day. I saw it on Stephen Colbert, and he had he brought up the actor. The actor is in Anchorman. He was the sportscaster, right? You know what I'm saying? He's
the comic. You and I have seen him actually in.
But he's the sports guy. So he had him on a show.
Champ.
And that's right. And Steve Colbert.
David Koechner. Okay.
Is it really? Mm-hmm. Steve looks at him and he goes, I haven't seen you in 35 years. And he goes, I know. He was acting really crazy.
Colbert or David Koechner?
David. He was like, he goes, I heard you're working, but this is crazy. Where'd all those people come from? And he was just being kind of nuts. And he goes, I have to thank you for my career.
Wow.
And he said, what? When they're running around poor as dirt, and they're running around, and he's doing sets, comedy sets, and improv and stuff here, there, and the other place, starving to death. And he said,
you remember those days, don't you?
He said David was in the alley outside smoking, and Steve walked by, and he said, hey, what's his face is looking for you. What's his face was this agent that had this huge gig for him and gave him the Dana Carvey special.
Oh, wow,
He was on it.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story. But it
That's
was
really
nice
cool.
to see him say thank you.
Yeah,
to
that they
someone
had that
else.
vision.
Yeah.
Now talk about Anthony Bourdain, because this is cool. And of course,
Interesting.
if you haven't heard yet, Anthony Bourdain, who's an incredibly brilliant traveler, chef, writer, world everything, committed suicide last week. But his shows have been enormously popular.
Either you get this or you don't. For him, I mean,
how you could not,
because
honestly.
because some people aren't into it, and then he's too much of a smart ass for you and stuff like that, or whatever the case. But if you're into it, they were planning to take it off Netflix, his series, and
Parts Unknown, yeah.
Parts Unknown, and they said, well, a lot of people spoke up about it, so they're going to keep it on for extended period of time. We're talking months. And so if you haven't watched the show...
I would have protested too, because it's a wonderful... I absolutely love this, and if you didn't see this segment...
This is so funny.
This is when President Barack Obama was still in office.
This is in Hanoi, and I'll tell you the scene. They're standing outside of this restaurant, and the military, Hanoi's military were there, and the police, but not so many that it looked weird. And here comes a limo, pulls up, and this is a neighborhood, and he pulls up, and Barack steps out, and they're kind of like, hey, you want a beer? Yeah, sure. And they take him, and they sit him in public, and I'm sure, like, the Secret Service...
I'm sure they were ringed
just
around them, but yeah.
peeing themselves. It's like, no one checked the food. No one's checked the water. No one's checked this. Who's in the back? What's going on?
And I remember...
Who are these other people eating? Because it was not arranged.
Well, it's cool because the time frame of this was after Barack Obama was still in office, but President Donald Trump had been elected.
Right.
And so Anthony Bourdain was saying, what do you think the next 4 years are going to be like? And everything that President Obama said was like, I think we're all going to be okay. He says, I have so much faith in the intelligence of Americans. I have so much faith in their wisdom and their willingness to be involved. And it was like really uplifting. And they're both sitting here with a beer. It was,
I know. And they're like
it was cool.
just talking. Same thing with Jerry Seinfeld. He does a show of taking cars.
Comedians in cars getting coffee.
Yeah, and he did it with Barack Obama.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they did it in the basement cafeteria at the White House.
Yeah, probably after that whole Indonesian stunt, he wasn't let out again.
It was really funny.
All right, let's go to Daisy. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you by Fink & McGregor Mortgages Made Simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. Also by the New Millennium Group. This is a great time to be asking tough questions about what you're exactly looking for from your future. And you know what? They know the right questions to ask you to get you thinking. Go to utahsfinancialplanner.com. And also by Brio Technologies, your experts in lighting, sound, and video. Just go to brioaudiovisual.com for all the information on how they can bring you into like the most savvy digital age ever. Daisy, my dear, what is going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Here's what's making news in the US and around the world on Friday, June 15th on GephartDaily.com. The courts need to make it easier for federal judiciary employees to file sexual harassment and misconduct complaints, a court official told the Senate Judiciary Committee Wednesday during a hearing on the findings of a Supreme Court task force. Supreme Court Justice John Roberts established the working group to report on behavior in U.S. courts after nearly 700 women also wrote letters to him about their experiences with sexual harassment as law clerks. It also was a reaction to December complaints of sexual harassment against the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals judge Alex Kozinsk. The report found that the complaint reporting system within the courts is not widely used because of a lack of knowledge of how to do so, a complicated reporting process, and a fear of retaliation. And San Francisco voters elected the first black woman to preside as mayor of the city after a week-long period to count votes ended Wednesday. London Breed, a Democrat who currently serves as president of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, will finish the term of late San Francisco Mayor Ed Lee, who died of a heart attack on December 12th. Her term will end in 2020 when she will be up for re-election. I'm so hopeful about the future of our city, Breed told a crowd of supporters Wednesday, the San Francisco Chronicle reported. I'm looking forward to serving as your mayor, and I'm truly humbled and truly honored. And Comcast announced a $65 billion all-cash bid Wednesday for portions of 21st Century Fox that Disney was already seeking to purchase. Comcast sent a letter to the board of directors of 20th Century Fox offering $35 per share in cash for the assets, representing a premium of about 19% of Disney's offer. Disney reached a deal worth more than $52 billion in stock in December to acquire entertainment assets from 21st Century Fox, including Fox's movie studios, the National Geographic and FX networks, Star TV, stakes in Sky, Endemol Shine Group, and Hulu, as well as regional sports networks. And time now for a look at the Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's #1 audiovisual specialists, and by Magic Wash, home of the high-tech, long-lasting ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and Layton. Today is set to be in the low 90s, then the weekend gets a little bit cooler with highs in the mid-80s. Father's Day should be very comfortable with no chance of rain, so take that out and do something fun outdoors. The temp in St. George on Father's Day also looks to be a very pleasant 93 degrees. For more news 24/7, check out GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you, my dear Daisy.
Mr. Luck, right here.
What?
I just won myself an Amazon gift card.
What, did you get a text?
Amazon, congratulations.
Is it from Amazon itself? Amazon.com phoned you? Texted you, I mean?
What's up with the attitude?
Go ahead, read it.
Maybe I won't share my gift card with you. I have been chosen for a free Amazon gift card.
What do they want you to do, honey?
I have an address to go claim it. What are you doing? Oh. Not real?
Do you really think Amazon.com would text you?
We bought some stuff there.
Do you think that if you would actually want a gift card, they might perhaps tell you the denomination?
Maybe it's a surprise. All right, so I will do this for you. Why don't you go claim my prize? Here's the address.
And when I get the back of the head, the lead pipe, then... Oh, you mean anyone can go and claim it. Good for you.
Okay, here's the web address. You just go to 9815.eamz.live. Yeah, my gift to you.
I want to go there just to see what
I
it
know.
is. I have this horrible. It's either porn or it's instantly they're gonna like drop some hideous virus into your computer and like it's gonna explode.
It's kind of the same thing, actually.
Technically, it really is if you think about it.
Yeah. Okay, so
I hate that. Now I'm tempted. Wait,
so
we could use one of the company laptops to try it out. I'm kidding.
I'm not. Moment this show's over, we're online. Holy crap, that's funny.
Oh, we're going to go to hell
hilarious.
for that. No, we're going to hell.
Let's do that.
We're really... Okay, I am so angry about this, I don't even know how to respond.
What?
You know how we've been sort of obsessed with tacos over the last couple of days? If you watched the show yesterday, all we could talk about were tacos because there were taco-related stories. A woman saved herself from a fake cop with tacos. I mean,
know.
It just went on, and so I have been like craving I've been jonesing tacos for like 24 hours.
So why would we miss? There's still tacos.
This is the saddest
By the
thing
way,
ever.
on State Street, the one by the Sears taco stand, there's two there. Do the one that's on State Street, not around the corner. Trust me.
Taco Bell is giving away free Doritos Locos tacos thanks to the Golden State Warriors. They promised a free taco for every customer if a road team beat a home team during the NBA Finals Series.
Right.
And, of course, the Golden State Warriors did. Now, the thing that was so lovely about this was, yes, there were free tacos available. The sad part about this is this was Wednesday. and I did not find out until Thursday. So now I am tormented by the potential loss of tacos. Not only were there tacos available, but we were forbidden the free tacos because we did not catch it in time. We could have been taco-rific.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Why is it my fault? Why didn't you notice?
I don't know who you are.
You know I ignore the playoffs as soon as the Jazz are out. You should have paid attention.
Coming up next, something actually important, which we don't usually do so much.
You don't really expect that from us anyway.
It has to do with a new treatment for cancer.
That is huge.
And people are very excited about it. We'll talk about it next.
We're brought to you by Connect Heating and Air. Go to UtahHeatingandCooling.com for their $39 air conditioner tune-up special. Some care now could make the difference in hundreds of dollars of energy bills this summer. And by New Millennium Financial Group. Take your feeble financial health back to a more robust position with a consult with New Millennium Financial Group. They're offering a complimentary financial analysis to get you started at utahsfinancialplanner.com. And we're back. Look at the mountains. They're beautiful. Actually, it's not going to be so bad. We're going into like highs in the 70s for a little while. That's not so bad for here.
Not so bad.
This is one of the most amazing things I've seen.
This story, you only told me a little bit about it.
Well, I'm especially interested in treatments in breast cancer just because my grandmother died from breast cancer and all my aunties have had it. My mother's the only one of 6 who has not had breast cancer.
Right.
But Judy Perkins was 52. She's a mother of 2 from Florida. She was advanced stage breast cancer. She had been through every possible round of chemotherapy. I mean, she said, I was at the point now where I literally didn't dare move because the pain was so intense.
Right.
So she was enrolled at the U.S. National Cancer Institute, and they said, are you willing to try a new form of immunotherapy?
Right.
They said, this is experimental now.
Right.
And she's at the point where she
had
didn't feel
nothing
like
to lose.
She had nothing to lose, and she thought, look, even if the worst comes to worst, and she told this to her kids, maybe they'll find an advancement in it, and before I pass away, it's something that might help in the next round of treatments. So the T cells, what they do, it's called a process called adoptive cell transfer. It removes one of the tumors in Perkins' body and located all the friendly T cells in that tumor. They were still able to recognize the harmful cancer cells.
Right.
Because you know that your body naturally does the antibodies trying to fight it. Once the T cells were identified, they were extracted and multiplied until the scientists had an army of 90 billion cancer-fighting cells.
Yeah.
Which they were then able to inject back into Judy.
And they kicked cancer's ass.
Within weeks, Perkins literally felt her tumors shrinking. She celebrated by going on a 40-mile hike.
I saw her there. She looks great.
One of the reasons that they're announcing it now is because, as you know, once you are dubbed cancer-free, you still go back in 6 months.
Sure.
And then if everything looks good, they extend it to a year.
Right.
And then at 2 years is the time where they kind of start dancing up and down. Maybe you remember Mary Nichols, and she came into the studio, and she's our friend, of course, from KUTV, and she does the morning news, and she had just been dubbed 2 years totally free, and I lost it. She's like, you got to pull yourself together. And I'm like, I can't, I'm so happy.
She was so funny, though, because they had all these T-shirts, and what were some of the T-shirts? They were hilarious. It was like, besides Save the Girls, it was... anyway, it doesn't matter.
The important thing is that everyone's taking their own personal view of how to fight it. But this was incredible. She said, I am beyond amazed that it actually worked, because she said, I figured I was just basically a lab rat. And she said, and I was okay with it.
Yeah.
But the fact that she said, I literally could feel my tumors
shrink. So in a case like this is obviously a trial, of something. But
they're launching full-scale clinical trials for the immunotherapy treatment.
Right.
They're trying to do some other ones too, like prostate and ovarian.
Right.
And they're saying, look, we know that this is just the first patient that we can say, congratulations, successfully cancer-free. But they said, it's the first.
Right.
And now it's paved the way. Now they're getting the funding, and now they're getting the permission so they can launch the bigger trials. Isn't that incredible?
I bet you the cancer was surprised when he saw all those T cells.
Surprise!
It's a blanket party.
That was a good thing.
It is good.
This is so weird.
I don't agree with these. I don't think that you should mess with it, and that's just me.
Well, Stanley Kubrick, as you recall, did The Shining, which was Stephen King's novel about the
All
isolated.
and no play makes Jack a very.
And Jack Nicholson was pretty much Jack Nicholson to a T. Ewan McGregor is starring as Danny Torrance. They're doing the adaptation, which is the Stephen King novel Dr. Sleep, which is the sequel to the horror classic The Shining. So
it is.
Essentially, yeah, King wrote the sequel, and he also gave his blessing to his casting. So I think that's really interesting.
I like that because I thought it was just a remake. Yeah, that would have bothered me.
Well, it's funny because Warner Brothers was trying to do, like, should we do a prequel to The Overlook and talk about all the horrible crap? Should we do it? But this one, it's the same vein. It's still Stephen King. It's all that stuff. And, of course, as you remember, Stephen King's It with the demon clown. Sorry.
She hates clowns.
I've got to hide this at home, too, because Zoe's starting to have clown issues.
You know,
the demon clown that
yeah.
eats children. You remember how hugely successful that was. So Warner Brothers is very excited for Dr. Sleep.
Back east, a lot of the places the vacation places, the big hotels and stuff like in the movie, they all close down just like they do in the movie. They are inaccessible, just like
Skeleton Crew.
in
Yeah.
movie. And usually they do have a couple stay there and use part of it for their living quarters, and they keep track of all the pipes and the water and make sure everything, the heat stays on and all that stuff. And I tried to convince Erin,
I
said,
to do that.
we could go back and we could do that. It's like crazy mountains in New York or in Vermont.
Like
and
the
stuff
Catskills
like that.
or something?
Yeah.
No, I would totally do that. Are you kidding?
But then I thought,
You'd be alone with just me for months. Right? Kind of what was going through your head there,
that's not
honey?
it. That's not it.
That wasn't
at
the
all.
determining factor?
No, that's. Oh, I thought. Well, what about the children? We didn't have children.
Okay, this is intense, and it makes me very sad. Stan Lee, of course, he's the creator of Marvel Comics. He's the master. He is the king. He's been here for Comic-Con several times. And even at the age of 95, this guy is a ladies' man. He is a big-time ladies' man. I've met him. He's shameless. But he's always been in really good shape. You know, he does all the cameos in all of the Marvel movies. And for 95 years old, this guy has been a rock star. He's traveled to all these different cons. He's spread the word and talked. This is pretty sad. Apparently, the Los Angeles police actually had to launch an investigation of elder abuse against Stan Lee. They came
against him?
No, but against Kia Morgan. Kia Morgan was his manager, and they launched the investigation after complaints. The state had to file the complaint of elder abuse against his manager, Kia Morgan,
who was taking care of
Stan Lee, which is just inexcusable. According to the order, the filing accused Morgan of taking advantage of Lee's impaired hearing, vision, and judgment, moving him from his longtime family home, preventing family and associates from contacting him.
Oh, it's just so creepy.
And he was arrested Monday for allegedly filing a false police report by calling 911 and saying burglars were in his house, when in actuality it was two detectives and a social worker who were conducting a welfare check on Stan Lee.
Yeah.
So he moved him out of his family home, moved him into his, and
yeah.
So fortunately, I guess Stan's
time to get some superheroes.
Yeah, but I think elder abuse, taking advantage of the elderly, is, like, to me, the most loathsome.
Stephen Hawking, they also
loathsome thing.
Do you remember that came up about Stephen Hawking?
Yeah, there was a
and
level.
I'm not sure if it was true or not, because I don't want to say all it was true, but
there was an investigation too.
There was an investigation on him. Yeah.
So the good thing is that Stan is out of this scumbag's grasp. And the one thing that is very interesting to me about this timing, and the thing that kind of gave me a chill, is that last year Stan was going to come to Comic-Con here, and everyone was so excited, and then he said, I'm going to have to stop traveling. It was just the time that this scumbag came into his life. So he essentially cut him off from all of the other access to people that Stan had. So I hope he has a bad experience in jail. And I hope, Stan, all of your body stockings at your family home are intact. You know he has every body stocking of every superhero in the world. You know he would.
That.
He would be trying on capes all day long. I'd be running around with Loki's horned helmet. I mean, it would be awesome. Being Stan Lee would be like the best.
You're just sad. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We want you to have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday morning.
You'd try the bodysuits on too, wouldn't you? You know you would. Thor's hammer.
Now it's just getting weird.
That was a long time ago, honey.
We'll see you Monday.